I know this beautiful region from my acquaintanceship on Facebook with Lucas, a student who lives in Kalabahi. From the photos on his wall, I see an exotic and secluded land in the eastern equatorial country. See, men surrounded by mysterious forests and inland tribes guarded by the spirits of their ancestors. Lucas is a shy boy and his English is not too good, but he looks very excited when picking me up. However, he becomes a language connection to the taxi drivers at the airport. I know that he's trying to be a good friend. Welcome to Alor, a small island in the northern West Timor, at the end of a little archipelago of Flores. Sea gives all its wealth to humans, fish, biota, and their beauties. Humans become the most prosperous creatures on earth. They can enjoy and even take for their needs. However, if it all started in greed, young humans will only become wasted generation. For visitors who are concerned about creature comforts, it'll be better to wait a while. There is nothing here close to star-rated accommodations. There are local inns that have spring beds and hot water.
Hi Kate, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
This is my friend Marlon.
Good morning, Mano. How are you?
He said that you need a guide to travel around.
Yes, I need.
So I come.
Lucas brought Marlon on that morning. He's been working part-time as a guide for tourists. I think he's just the only one who speaks good English throughout the island. At the bay where Kalabahi City encompasses, a dive boat, owned by an Australian rover, brought us out to Pulau Island. The voyage for 2 hours to the first diving spot, where we see a lot of fish traps made of woven bamboo called bubu. These Alorese children, from generation to generation, learn from their natural environment. This young Alorese fisherman wears homemade goggles made of wood, pitch, and salvage glass chipped into circles. They have learned to respect the future in prudent manner, taking as needed, leaving for others. It's simple, but not all can do the same. These dive locations explored up till now in this area are concentrated around 3 islands lying between Alor and Pantar: Buaya Island in the north, Ternate Island in the middle, and Pura Island in the south. Most of the sites show excellent wall profiles, dropping to 50 meters or more. Soft corals, sponges, and invertebrates are covering the wall, a solid multi-hued mass of life. A few reef fishes were still swimming, but others slept, oblivious to humans. Keen eyes of my dive guide pick out anemone shrimp, look like a mimic anemone, clownfish, and their sea anemone host, and a shy porcelain crab. But my heart is stunned spotting a colubrine sea snake poking its head behind the sponge in search of food. Visibility is excellent, varied from good 15 meters to 40 meters in the horizontal. Most locations are suitable for divers, but some requires more experience because of the strong current. Since most of the dive sites are steep outer walls of fringing reefs, the access is usually just a matter of a short ride by a powered boat. The dive boat currently used is a 14 by 4 meter traditional timber vessel, much the same as is locally used as an inner island ferry. It has been modified to include such comforts as toilet and diving ladders.
Bubu ini sejak dari moyang, kami sendiri tidak tahu entah kapan bubu ini ada. Dari dulu masyarakat sudah mempergunakan bubu. Dengan bubu ini tidak merusak ekosistem di laut, tidak merusak karang dan ikan-ikan tertentu saja yang kami tangkap. Jadi tidak semua ikan. Jadi kalau bubu yang kecil ini untuk ikan kecil yang biasa di karang itu ada yang warna hijau, warna merah, yang di karang itu. Kemudian bubu yang besar ini untuk ikan lamoru, ikan-ikan yang sejenis itu. Dan lagi bubu yang pelat itu ikan kulit pasir, ikan gergahi, ikan belanak, dan macam-macam ikan besar.
People call these bamboos bubu, a fish trap found only on this island. The principle is simple: only fish of certain sizes can enter this trap. Thus, small fish can still live and breed. although one day they will become human meals. That's how natural logics work. Bubu harvesting is a fun process for Alorese children. They are delighted to bring bubu to the beach, imagining the harvest of the fish caught. Some will be sold to the market, some will become food for the family, and some are released because they are not sold or eaten. There is nothing in vain. Kalabahi Market becomes the transaction place of the marine products from the marine around Alor, including from bubu. Lucas is a present generation. He will inherit the beauty of nature and ocean as well as the future of this island. He has a dream to go out of the island and continue his education at a college in Java. It will be his asset to build this island someday. It's not impossible that he wants to be a fishery engineer. The next day, I found my VCD inflator apparently dislodged. I had to replace it, but it doesn't spoil the mood to continue diving. Diving into a coral reef has been compared to stepping into a time machine. You find yourself in a strange place, millions of years out of sync with the land. The myriad of fish and invertebrates that shelter among and encrust the rugged surfaces provided by the clumps, shelves, and branches of corals are overwhelming in their numbers, shapes, and colors. Nowhere else is there such a diversity of animal forms. The presence of large gorgonians, crinoids, and school of entheus indicates plankton-rich water, which can provide a spectacular concentration of marine life. Reef-building corals require large amounts of sunlight, and thus are only found in the tropics, and even they are only in shallow water. The Indo-Pacific region, centered around the islands of Indonesia, harbors most of the world's coral reef. Alor isn't just the sea. The island has mountains and forests. Alor has a traditional village, Takpala. Travel to Takpala can be reached by motorbike taxis. If by public transport, from Kalabahi Terminal, we can use a bus with the destination to Bukapiting and take off in Takalelang. The trip from Takalelang to Takpala requires 15 minutes on foot. Bapak Dores, the indigenous elder, is welcoming at the gate of the village. He might look scary with a hard face and a long beard. Indeed, he is very friendly. As a traditional village, Takpala has 12 custom homes and is a tourist destination of Alor that has been laid out quite okay. There is no retribution at all for entering Takpala. The life in Takpala is very simple. The community rely on their daily needs on forest products. So, when visiting during the day, the atmosphere of the village seemed deserted, because the people go into the woods looking for their life necessities. If needed, there is a welcome dance performed en masse, holding hands in a circle, drumming gong and moko accompanying the smart movements of the dancers. Understandably, the road tends to climb to a height of 600 feet above sea level. Nevertheless, the journey feels good. In addition to the cool air, the group's eyes are spoiled by the green plantations of hazelnuts, cloves, coffee, teak, mahogany, johar, and sandalwoods on either side of the road. A marriage ceremony. Every part of the ceremony is interesting to watch. There is a kind of metal vessel that looks similar to bubu, the bamboo trap. I asked Marlon about the object. He told me that no one knows where the objects come from. Yes, sometimes traditions emerge from the hidden secrets. And life is a series of various events, as well as the hard work and perseverance of the famous woven fabric makers of Ternate Island. From time to see the beauty of a woven fabric in its cares and depth of the heart, so colors that represent the aesthetic taste of the makers will appear. Marlon, he understands the essence of a friendship between humans and their environment. He feels like an old friend. The underwater life is a voiceless beauty. It's like a meditation procession, silent in ears but scattering colors in eyes, moving because of the nature's will. The reefs here are basically untouched. Little damage from fish bombing is visible, in part because the reefs are so steep and drop off so near the shore. The variety of marine life here is excellent. Clouds of anthias swarm around a mantis shrimp. Some divers call this thumb splitters, in praying position, just watching my move. Strong current that almost continuously sweeps the area bring nutrients to the invertebrates and small fishes, which become fodder for the medium-sized ones. The ecosystems are always spinning and maintained if we take it wisely.
air laut turun. Dan di hari-hari tertentu saja. Pada saat gelombang mereka tidak menangkap ikan karena ikannya tidak ada.
Di saat meti surut dulu baru kita tangkap.
Ya.
Kalau bulan-bulan begini kan meti sudah jam 10 saat tidak bisa lagi. Karena habis maghrib dulu baru bulan meti kering itu baru biasa kita turun. Dan ada keluarga dari atas turun untuk pukul tubat supaya ikan mati. Kita justru turun bantu orang pilih darah punya ikan.
Jadi mereka menangkap ikan kadang menggunakan tombak.
Time never changes. We interpret the changes. Morning, noon, evening, and night again. Home, back to where we come from. So much time spent in tracking many journeys and stories. From the colorful of the ocean depth, which give a lot of dimensions to the tribe's wisdom in facing a lot of civilization's changes.
Thank you very much for everything. It was a beautiful trip.
You're welcome. See you next time. Please come again to Alor, okay?
Of course.
Have a nice trip. Okay?
Of course. Of course. Thank you.
My friendship with Lucas brought me here, introduced me to a new world which reflects a lot of differences and wealth. For me, this is the true civilization, where we still love and respect the environment.